is the day. I am so excited. Okay, so today is Thursday, December 12th. And 2 days ago on Tuesday, I got a call from my orthodontist. Basically, I was supposed to go in for like my initial Invisalign appointment. So I've already done the consult. I have already gotten all the scans done. They were sent to Invisalign in the US. I'm in Canada. I went in for my scans and to have those sent off to Invisalign on the 18th of November. And they told me that my trays wouldn't be ready for pickup until around the 7th of January. So that's when I had initially been booked in for my my appointment to actually start Invisalign. So I was a little bummed. It was a really, really long time between those two appointments, and I was really hoping to be able to start in December, like this month, 2019, as opposed to waiting until next year. But it was what it was. I booked in for January 7th, and I was all good to go. And then 2 days ago, like I said, on Tuesday, I get a call from my orthodontist, and they're like, hey, your Invisalign trays came in like super duper early. Do you want to come in 2 days from now on Thursday to get them put in? And I was like, holy moly, what? I was so excited. But I wasn't really sure because I'm actually leaving to go on a trip to London, UK, on Friday. So tomorrow I leave. So I was like, well, I don't know. I don't really want to start Invisalign right before the trip and then be uncomfortable during the trip or have that like added inconvenience. You know, when I'm in the UK, I want to be going to different little shops and cafes and trying food and, you know, like walking around with a hot chocolate in my hands because we're going in the winter. So that sort of led me to decide I was actually going to go in and pick them up today, but I asked my ortho if it was okay to wait until I get back from my trip. We get back the 23rd to actually start the treatment. So they were like, yeah, that's fine, but they had to move my follow-up appointment, which is, they call it a bonding appointment, so that's when I'm going to actually go and get my attachments on. So that appointment had to be moved up a bit. It was initially scheduled for beginning of March, now it's mid-February, but all is good. And like I said, I am super excited to go ahead and get this started. I have really bad teeth, and I know a lot of people say like they don't even notice it when I smile because I have literally like 100% overbite. So you can't really see my bottom row of teeth, but that's where all the really bad ones are. So that's what it looks like. It's basically like a wavy roller coaster mess. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. Last week or the week before when I got my ClinCheck, I was just like so like beyond excited. I was showing like everybody at my work. It was hilarious. But yeah, so I'm actually like just on my way to work right now. My appointment isn't until 12 o'clock. I'm gonna go into work. I start at 9, and then around 11:45 I am going to leave work, head to the orthodontist, and then pick up my trays, all of that, and head back to work afterwards. I guess they're just gonna fit them, make sure everything's good, go over all the care instructions, and then like I said, I won't actually be starting until around the 23rd, 24th. So I will try to actually record as much as I can at the orthodontist. I'm not really sure what their preferences or policies are as far as recording, but we will see. Worst case, I will come back to you guys once I am out.
2 hours later.
Okay, now I am headed to the orthodontist. Hopefully all goes well. Hopefully it's a short appointment. I am starving, and I hope I have enough time to get something for lunch at the mall before I have to head back to work for the rest of my shift. So I will talk to you guys later. All right, walking in now. It is just through those doors over there. I am running like a teeny tiny bit late. hopefully all goes well. Okay, so I just left my appointment. I do have my trays in. It's kind of crazy. I do have a lisp. I don't think it's too bad. I've definitely heard worse, and it's only when I say like S's. I don't even think they're that visible, to be honest. Maybe only if you're like super close, especially because I don't have my attachments on yet. For me, that's not until tray 5. So I guess we will revisit this around then, or when there's any updates. Hey guys, so I just wanted to hop on here really quick before ending off this video, just to talk about my personal experience in my first 24 hours of having Invisalign, just because I feel like my experience was quite different actually from a lot of the videos I watched, at least on YouTube. So what I mean by that is, for the most part, I'll see that people get their attachments on that very first appointment. And for me personally, that's not how it went. I went in for my first Invisalign appointment. They gave me all of my trays at once. That's another thing that was a little different. I know some people get like a certain number of trays at a time, and it's just enough to get you to like your next Invisalign appointment where they'll give you the next set. For me personally, I got all my trays at once, and when I got my first set of trays, they didn't have attachments. And I had actually noticed this when I had first gotten and been able to take a look at my ClinCheck. So weeks or trays 1, 2, 3, 4 didn't have attachments, and then tray 5, surprise, lots of attachments. I think I have about 16 or so in total, which honestly scared me a little bit when I was looking at my ClinCheck before I got my attachments. I thought they would be really, really noticeable. And actually, I'm making this video after having gotten my attachments on. I'm currently in my 5th tray, and you can't see them. Thank God. One thing that I thought would be really interesting is showing you guys a comparison of my very first tray to my last tray. So I have both of them right here in the packaging. It'll be better if I take them out for you guys to show you an up close comparison. This is where I started off. First, I'll show you my tops. So this is what my top set of aligners looked like. As you can see, the shape of my jaw is totally not right. And it's same with the bottom. So it kind of like curves in where it's supposed to be more rounded. And there you can see like my teeth go up and back down. And then I think it would be really helpful to show you guys my bite. So this is what my teeth look like biting down. So right here where you see that indent, that's literally like my upper teeth completely covering my lower teeth because they're so crowded that some of the teeth in the front here got pushed up and back because there was nowhere else to go. So yeah, that's my bite. And then here is my last upper tray. So there, I guess it doesn't really look too different from the front, except I feel like it's wider around, right? And then that's what it looks like, a proper arch. And then this is the bottom tray for my very last one, and I think that's where like most of the drastic changes, obviously, because that's like where my worst teeth are. There it is. And then I was actually just trying to put these together to do the bite, and I was like, whoa, this is so weird. They don't line up normally, but this is what's supposed to be normal, I guess. Yeah, so there they are lined up. There's like barely any overlap. I don't even know if these are like lined up properly. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out in like 2 years. But yeah. One thing that I wanted to address in this video was something that is probably, you know, the number one question on your mind if you're looking into getting Invisalign or thinking about getting Invisalign is, are they visible? Now, this is actually something that I've heard a lot of sort of mixed information about on YouTube. And there are some people who will say, you know, no, you can't see them at all. And then actually a large number of people that are like, guys, they played us, they lied, everybody notices it, even if I'm standing on the other side of the street. Now, for me personally, until I got my elastics, completely invisible. Nobody even knew. Like I said, I went to London, I took a whole bunch of pictures, and even in the pictures, when my phone is like this close to my face, if you didn't know that I had Invisalign, I don't think you would know that I have Invisalign. Even when I got my attachments on, it still wasn't something that I was worried about, honestly, at all. I feel like for the most part, the people who say that their Invisalign is visible and they feel like everybody's looking at their mouth, looking at their teeth, it's probably just that added insecurity of having something else in your mouth and thinking that people are noticing it when in fact they really probably aren't, unless you're drawing attention to it. One other thing that I wanted to address is, I guess, referred to in the Invisalign community as the Invisalign diet. So basically, when you have Invisalign, you can only have them out for 2 hours a day. So that means 22 hours of the day, you have these in your mouth. And when you have them in your mouth, you aren't allowed to eat or drink anything that is not water. With that sort of comes the idea, I am going to lose weight because I'm not eating as much. Now, yes and no. I would definitely say that if part of why you're getting Invisalign is just like to lose a couple pounds, I wouldn't count on it per se. Personally, I feel like, yes, I don't eat as often, but I find when I am eating breakfast or lunch or dinner, I'm sort of eating more than I would before to make up for when I would be snacking in between. I also find that when I'm having my lunch, I'll have my lunch and a snack at the same time. So it isn't necessarily like you're eating less. I have personally lost weight since starting Invisalign, not anything crazy, but I do think it helps. It makes you more conscious of what you're eating. So for me personally, since getting Invisalign, I've looked more so into, you know, having meals ready. Okay, what am I gonna eat for breakfast that day? Make sure I have something for lunch. Do I have a snack for the afternoon? I feel like with planning meals, you also end up planning more healthy meals. And I think that's where like the real benefit of Invisalign when it comes to like diet is, it's more so that you're more conscious of what you're eating than you were before you had to worry about, you know, only having that 2 hour window every day to eat. So first impressions of Invisalign, I've absolutely loved the experience. There have obviously been ups and downs, but I think overall everything's been really, really good for me. I would 100% recommend Invisalign if you guys are interested in any sort of orthodontic treatment. Obviously, see your orthodontist if you are interested in Invisalign, just to find out if you're a candidate and, you know, when it's going to cost you, how long it's going to take. And I'm really excited to go through this process with you guys, take you along with me behind the scenes as much as I can, and give you my personal, you know, experience. The first 24 hours of Invisalign for me, honestly, was an absolute breeze. That being said, I did not have attachments in that first 24-hour period. I didn't get my attachments until I was 10 weeks in. So take my experience with a grain of salt. Definitely ask your orthodontist if you're going to be getting your attachments on first thing, because that will definitely make a difference. You will probably need painkillers. The first tray that you get is yanking on your teeth because of the attachments. For me, again, like I said, I did not have attachments for the first 10 weeks. Obviously, like, it felt tight, my teeth were moving, sometimes they were sore, but it was never as sore as that first 24 hours with my attachments. So keep that in mind if you are looking into this. I do plan on making another video about what's in my Invisalign bag and my first 24 hours with my attachments. If you guys have any other questions, anything you want to know, anything you're curious about, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I will definitely be reading those and answering any questions you guys have in a future video. I do plan on making these Invisalign videos into a series. That being said, if you want to keep up with me on my Invisalign journey, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to make sure that you're notified whenever I post again. I do plan on posting really soon, and I have a lot of ideas about cool content for you guys. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next one.